G'day there guys, Marky here, and welcome back to more stories from Relationship Advice. If you're new and you like these stories, don't forget to like and subscribe, or even hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. With that said, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, and let's get right into it. Posted by user ThrowCoat, titled, My 35 female husband's 40 male family won't leave us alone. I'm at my wit's end and really don't know what to do. We are married 11 years with an 8-year-old daughter. My husband and I work full-time jobs. His parents and siblings are overbearing, always have been. They would visit us randomly during weekday evenings and stay entire afternoons over the weekend. I would need to cook for them, lay the table, clean up, etc. At a point 5 years ago, I just had enough. I found a new job and moved across the country with our child, 1,000 miles. My husband followed after a few months when he managed to secure a job. I have been even more of a witch in their eyes ever since because I now took their son/brother away and robbed them of precious time with our daughter. I didn't have an issue with them visiting a few times a year, and we did the same. 3 months ago, his sister and her husband moved house such that they are 1 mile away from us. They just dropped in on us, taking me by surprise. Free world, I didn't react, but now we bump into them at the local store all the time. They always want to come over, borrow stuff, etc. And yet still, I say nothing. 1 month ago, his retired parents dropped that they are also moving to our city. They too are like a stone's throw away. We are back to square one. Time spending in my home, unannounced visits, requests for favors, et al. My husband and I are arguing so much that we are contemplating divorce. Am I being a total bear by wanting to move away again, even further this time? They have destroyed my peace and happiness. I'm going to say that I think I'm on your side for this one, OP. I agree, you are back to square one in this situation, and it is causing so much tension between you and your husband. You would think that after initially moving, they would get the hint that, hey, we need our space and privacy and time away from you guys. Yet these people decided to creep right back into your lives again, and you're arguing and contemplating divorce with your husband. This family being in your life does sound like a deal breaker in this relationship, and I don't think you're being a total bit by wanting to move away again. And now for some comments and replies from OP. Quote, I found a new job and moved across the country with our child, 1,000 miles. My husband followed after a few months while he managed to secure a job. I have been even more of a witch in their eyes ever since because I now took their son and brother away and robbed them of precious time with our daughter. This right here is why I think you're a total B. Could you at least say that you told your husband you were going to move? Did you give him an ultimatum? Did you even try to communicate that his family is smothering you to them or to your husband? Honestly, I hope it is the case, because that sounds really effed. And OP replies, okay, my bad. I didn't explain properly. Yes, I addressed it with my husband countless times, but things could change for a while and then go back. He doesn't see their behavior as a problem. As for moving away, I certainly asked him to do it with me. He's a lawyer and he threatened me with all kinds of things, but when I had enough, I told him that I am leaving and that he can join us if he ever wanted to. Tell your husband and in-laws that you enjoy your personal time and they're invading. If everyone lives 5 or so miles away, then why is your home always the meeting spot? Your husband can visit them. That way you can stay home and enjoy your peace. It's not easy to tell people who forcibly spend a lot of time with you, hey, I need you to leave. But that's the only reasonable solution here. The moving doesn't work and is costly. OP replies, you're correct. They impose on the basis that my husband is their only son and the eldest, whatever the flip that's supposed to imply. Does the eldest son take care of aging parents in his culture? I wonder if that's where the entitlement is either coming from or leading to. I'm concerned when you said that you work hard and they feel entitled to your lifestyle. Do you know if your husband has plans to support them now or in the future? Just be careful about your resources, retirement fund, savings, etc. OP replies, I'm Italian, they are Dutch. It can't be a cultural thing, surely, but it's almost like this is something they all just expect. I do need to move funds away. Sad thought, but it is relevant. Redditor replies, I'm Dutch, and this is not common behavior where I live. I'd be so mad if my in-laws did this. You're going to need to put your foot down and tell them, very bluntly, that they are overstaying their welcome. Your husband needs to have your back in this. If he doesn't, he is not putting your well-being first. And now to the update. So I kept to the plan of speaking to him on Friday night. We had a lovely dinner, got home to watch a movie, cuddled up, and I started the conversation. He was not at all surprised. I spoke gently and lovingly, explaining that I simply needed space, and made many suggestions like calls before a visit, meeting at a restaurant, taking turns with lunches and dinner, him visiting without me, etc. He listened until I was done, and then with a straight face, told me that he hates me and has felt this way for many years. He feels isolated and suffocated in our marriage. His work is his happy place, and he is happiest when he is with his family. He said that his feelings for me changed when I was diagnosed with a rare blood disorder 3 years ago. He felt that I would in any event soon either die or be unable to care for our daughter or continue working. He admitted that the relocations were planned on this basis, and that his family would step up to care for our daughter. He needed them close by, and so does my daughter. He would speak to them about less visits and planned visits. He also thinks that we should just stay married for the sake of our daughter and see how life plays out. He was happy to simply co-parent while living as friends in our home. He doesn't think that divorce is a viable option because it would mean me dying alone and us missing out on our joint material lifestyle, i.e. our home, cars, etc. So here I am, broken, betrayed, let down, abandoned, not really sure what best describes my pathetic life. Not sure what I'll do now. My daughter loves her father dearly. Perhaps I should insist on a divorce and leave everything behind. They win. I have no fight in me and didn't know that our life was a game for God knows how long. I need a psychologist, and I think he does too, but totally separately, not couples therapy. OP provides some edits and says, "Thanks to everyone that responded here and messaged me. I have read through every single comment, and I'm grateful that I put my story out. My original post was aimed at normal family issues. I didn't mention that I'm fighting leukemia because I didn't want that to be the focus. I will definitely shop around for a strong lawyer that hopefully has no allegiance to him. He is a heartless lawyer. My daughter is my reason to live. I will need to give serious thought to what he can and shouldn't know, in my view. Yes, he generates a high income, but so do I. What makes me attractive is that I have a significant inheritance from my parents. He thinks he deserves 50% of it. Thanks again to everyone who responded. I am humbled." And now for some comments. He achieved what I thought was impossible. My jaw dropped. Carry on with your plans for separation. I am offering you the biggest internet hug. I am so genuinely upset for you. Your husband is the shittiest of humans, and I hope that karma bites him solidly in the ass. And OP replies, "I left this out, but he actually said to me that my leukemia and my parents' car crash is my karma playing out." OP shares her husband's actions throughout her treatment. He attended most serious doctors' conversations. I thought he cared. In hindsight, he was making sure that he knows exactly what the prognosis is at all times. I can't even think. This is evil. I'm absolutely floored at the complete 180 OP's husband did. It doesn't seem like she had any idea of his true feelings before that conversation. Like, he straight up told her that he hates her and that her leukemia is karma, which is just yeesh. "I've hated you since you got leukemia" is a thing I suppose you could say to the human that you pledge to love, honor, and cherish through sickness and health. He married the gold pot, not the human being. What a piece of crap. Honestly, yeah, I feel like these comments take the words right out of my mouth in this situation. Who can honestly blame OP for the way that they're feeling after all of this? This is just life-shattering. It's so sad. His only manufactured reason against a divorce is that she would be dying alone and us missing out on our joint material lifestyle. Oh yeah, don't worry, babe. Don't break up with me because I need the home, the cars, everything else. I don't want to miss out on that just because you're dying and because I hate you and everything else. What a sad, miserable existence. Anyway, enough of me. I want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. What would you say to the husband in this situation? How would you enact your own karma? Now let's move to the next story. Posted by user T-Wald Cat titled, "Am I the a-hole for choosing my senior cat over my sister and potentially allowing her to become homeless?" I'll preface this by saying that my mother treated my sister and I differently. I was always less than, while she could do no wrong. She'd always buy my sister everything she wanted, while I wore her hand-me-downs. I moved out at 18, worked through college, went no contact with my mum and low contact with my sister, and our paths diverged greatly from there. I now work in a field that pays well, while she is a stay-at-home mum. I guess I never quite got over this, and while I know the main a-hole is my mother and my sister didn't really know any better, I still fester negative feelings towards both of them. I found Tom in a bag as a newborn kitten. He was the only one still alive, and I raised him over summer break when I was 13. Then, when school started, my mother got rid of him, and I had to go through great and extreme lengths to find out where she dumped him. Took me a week to find him, and we've been together ever since. For a few months, Tom hasn't really been okay and has been slowly declining. The vet, however, based on the recent blood panel we did, was confident that he still has some life left to live and said that he's by far the healthiest geriatric cat that she has seen in a while. Thus, we decided to try out surgery to improve his quality of life, even though he's 21. This surgery comes with a price tag. I'm not in the US, but it's around 3 months' worth of minimum wage in my country. It won't set us back much, hardly an inconvenience, but we'll be frugal just in case complications happen. He's scheduled for Monday, fingers crossed. Anyway, my sister dropped by on Sunday, which was strange. We haven't spoken since she'd massed me a Merry Christmas gif on Facebook. Looks like her husband jumped onto the NFT bandwagon, and they're kind of broke and a few months behind on mortgage, and asked if I could help out with the payments since they're at risk of becoming homeless. I said I'm sorry she's going through this, but this is not a good time for me either, and listed the reasons above. I do not want to ever be in a situation where my cat's life depends on $100 that I can't afford to pay. I suggested she got a job and maybe downsize or move in with mother while they can get back on their feet. She did not take this well. She called me a C-word and a crazy cat lady that's going to end up alone, plus some other nice words. I kicked her out. My mother and other relatives have been spamming me through the week for being heartless and caring more about an animal than my own flesh and blood. My husband says that I could have just given her some cash to avoid the drama, and he is right. I could have. This is why I feel like I might be the a-hole. In the end, the main reason I chose not to help is due to my childhood baggage. Am I the a-hole? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the a-hole. I decided not to help my sister because I would rather have a buffer when I operate on my geriatric cat. I feel like I might be an a-hole though, because financially, it wouldn't take that much of a toll on our budget. For my 2 cents on this issue, if their abuse was enough that you went no contact with your mum and low contact with your sister, I feel like that means they never acknowledged that their behavior was wrong, you never got an apology from them, and your sister just moved forward from this and maybe forgets what they all put you through your childhood. In my eyes, she owes you an apology and you owe her nothing. It doesn't matter if it's not a financial burden to you, you can say no, and you did. Just like you could have just given her some cash to avoid the drama, but you didn't. Given the circumstances, you're not an a-hole for that. Not your circus, not your monkeys. She burnt that bridge a long time ago, and she deserves less than nothing. Not the a-hole for this one. Here's some relevant comments. About why she's spending money on an old cat. I get what you're saying, but I saw the blood tests. 90% of the values are within range. I cannot, in good faith, put down an objectively healthy cat, especially one that's been with me through thick and thin. I struggled a lot before going this route. I tried everything I could to avoid dragging him through surgery. It's gotten to the point where I can have him operated on and maybe live for a few more years, or just put him down. A technically healthy cat with oral issues. I'm okay with being the a-hole if it means that he gets to live pain-free for a while longer. Not the a-hole. It's not your job to take care of your sister's money woes. Like you said, She can get a job if she's so hard up for money. On another note, I hope all goes well for Tom and am sending good energy your way for him. Not the a-hole. If your relatives think your sister deserves the money, I'm sure they're happy to help her and pay whatever she needs paid, am I right? Not the a-hole. She's a grown woman and still has your mother. She wouldn't let her favorite child sleep on the streets, right? You went no contact and low contact for a reason, and it's fine to stick to it. You owe them nothing. Focus on your cat, your husband, and yourself, and don't overthink it. Alright, and now let's go to the updates. Thank you so much to all of you who have wished Tom good luck on his surgery. I'm ecstatic to let you know all went well. I was a bit cautious on providing an update, as I wanted to make sure he is indeed better before celebrating. On the weekend leading to the big day, I bought him his favorite food. These tiny fish that in my country are generally eaten whole. Fried anchovies, that he loves to gobble up raw. I only ever give those as a treat maybe a few times a year, since they're not exactly healthy for cats, but I made an exception since, things could have gone terribly bad. The operation went great. The vet said there were no complications, and I got him home in the afternoon and he slept it off until midnight when he started asking for food. He's been eating like he's trying to make up for the weight loss he suffered. He's also been more alert these days, started following me around again and begging for food, and it looks like he's sleeping better too. He would generally just lay awake on his cat bed all day, looking unhappy. Now he's sleeping soundly between meals. The only discomfort he has is related to the stitches on his gums, but they should fall off in a few weeks. Oh god, I hope his gums don't fall off. Honestly, it's like they didn't remove only his teeth, but also chipped off a few years. I'd also like to thank all of you that called me out on using him as an excuse. You're right, I was using him as an excuse. No has never been a full sentence for me, so I am now actively looking for finding a good therapist. I still stand by my decision of not helping my sister out though, and many numbers and social media accounts have been blocked. I'm thinking about leaving this account active and adding a final update in a week or a month or a year, or whatever time it is to bid Tom farewell. But for now, he seems happy, so I have no doubt I have made the right choice. Opie continues in the comments. This was supposed to be a part of the post, but character limit. As for the people calling out our vet for being unethical, let's agree to disagree. Indeed, there are bad vets out there. As with all professions, a lot of individuals have chosen veterinary medicine in order to make money with zero regards for their patients or their owners. There are vets who will drag your animal through unnecessary treatments or investigation just to blow up your bill. That is true. However, there is no reason to doubt each and every recommendation or treatment suggestion that vets make. If something your vet says or does sends red flags, by all means, seek a second opinion. Ask them what meds they used and why. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Educate yourselves, look up the issue online, check the practice's reviews, look if there are any Facebook groups dedicated to that particular ailment, and ask for recommendations. But don't outright refuse to follow your vet's recommendation just out of fear of it being a cash grab. Your pet has only you to advocate for their well-being, and not following through with the treatment may very well cost them their lives. Now for some comments. My husband is a complete effing idiot with money. Let your cat die so we can continue being irresponsible morons. F them, and Tom's a cutie. I mean, give it once, and you'll be giving money to them all your life. It's good that she cut that out before that became a thing. I love how the update was all about her cat and how much she loves him, and the sister was an afterthought. Good decision not to give the sister money when she doesn't even have a job. Tend to your own garden first. Dental surgery can have a crazy positive impact on a pet's quality of life. My little old pup has 0 teeth, but all the energy and attitude of a young gun. Glad she got more time with her sweet boy. I recommend saying no and giving no reason, or saying I can't afford to, repeat. Anytime you give an explanation to someone wanting a loan or a favor, the details you give them are a tool to dig with to try to change your mind or just piss them off. So just say, no, I can't, with few details. And I recently paid for oral surgery for my 17-year-old cat. She is now pain-free and eating better. It was worth it. And I guess I'll round out this story as well myself, saying I'm just glad that it ended so nicely. It's great to see people have solid boundaries and keep abusive people like this sister and this stupid brother-in-law out of their lives. OP's cat's life is not worth losing over bailing out two absolute idiots who gambled all their money away. OP is even less of an a-hole for what they've done, and I'm so proud of them for that. Anyway guys, that's where I'm going to end the video today. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, obviously let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments for this video. I have been on holiday for the last 2.5 weeks. As you guys saw, I was in Japan in the community posts. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Japan is a lovely place and I hope to go back someday. As for the chapters feature not working on the videos, I am looking into that. I have tried so many things to try and make it work again, and it refuses to work on my channel. So currently I'm in contact with my YouTube partner manager, and we're going to look into this and try and fix it. So hopefully not too long on that one, and we can get this fixed. Hope you guys have a good day, night, sleep, whatever you're up to, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.